We have details from last night's town council meeting on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, September 16th, 2016. I'm Sarah Mannel. Town Council approves a regulatory agreement with Hyannis Mark LLC, paving the way for a new CVS and Citizens Bank on Barnstable Road in Hyannis. David Roach represents Hyannis Mark LLC and presented plans for the project Thursday night.
So I just want to walk you very briefly through our development proposal history. We brought this project to the Growth Management Department last summer, and through the work of Joanne Miller-Bontic and Ms. Jenkins and the various members of the staff, we've evolved this project. We brought in Mr. Finuccio, and we feel like we've come up with a much better project than we walked in the door with. There's been several design revisions. We went through site plan review, and we went through the planning board process, several meetings with the planning board, and received a unanimous recommendation from them at the end of this summer. Just to orient you on the site is located adjacent to, let's see where the pointer is on this. Here's the airport rotary. Behind us is now where the Audi dealership is, and this is Falmouth Road and Barnstable Road. The project itself doesn't include this entire block. It is outlined with this red line. Just want to walk through some quick pictures of the sites that exist today. This is what I would deem the best view of the existing property. There are two trees that will, shown in this foreground. Here's why it's probably the best view. Those will remain as part of the proposal. This is the existing Western Tools building that is vacant. When we talk, I'll walk through the traffic improvements, but one of the big challenges here are all of these curb cuts and how cars currently back onto Barnstable Road. This is the view down Bierce Road. As you can see, the project comes right up to the street. There is no buffer between the existing site and Bierce Road. And this is the Hyannis Auto and Thrifty Thrifty car rental location that is on the property as well. And you can see it's not the most, it's fairly unsightly. This is the existing site plan. As you can see, it's pretty much all paved or building. There are some green locations on here, although that's probably being generous. I don't think they're all that green. And these red ovals represent the various curb cuts that exist on the property today. There are 8 of them, and as I mentioned, some of them actually cause cars, or if they were active, would cause cars to back right into Barnstable Road. What you see here is our proposed development, and the yellow arrows represent our proposed curb cuts. There will only be 3. 2 of which are not full movement. This is an entrance only off of Barnstable Road. This is a right in, right out, and a full movement curb cut set way back on Bierce Road. Oh, and to walk through this, there's quite a bit of landscaping that will be added along the perimeter of the property. This is the proposal. This will be our Citizens Bank building. It's located roughly where the existing building is today, and this would be a CVS pharmacy. This is an overhead view. I thought I'd show this view today to give you an idea of what it looks like in relation to what used to be adjacent to us. This is the former, I believe it was a Mercedes and Volvo dealer. Just so I can show you what is there today. Mr. Joe Laham has built what I would consider a beautiful building next door. It doesn't probably translate as well on this screen, but it's well landscaped. If you go out there today, it's very green, and he's done a great job. And we want to show how our project would fit with that. It probably doesn't translate as well on the screen as well, but it would be a green buffer surrounding it, similar to his proposal. The buildings would be of a similar scale and architecture. And quickly, if we have questions about these buildings, I guess we could walk back through them, but this is the proposed CVS building, and this is what it would look like from more of a rendered view. This is the proposed Citizens Bank building. It is 2 stories, and it would include an office component on the 2nd level that exists today within the basement space in some of the 1st floor level. All the components that are there today will remain. And this is more of a rendered view from the interior of the property. Just to quickly walk through the transportation improvements, we've incorporated input from the Site Plan Review Committee. This project has had a peer review of its traffic report by Vanessa and Associates. That was, paid for by us, but it was solicited by the town. It incorporated input from the town engineer. We eliminated an additional curb cut at his suggestion, and we will be giving an easement to the town for a sidewalk. Currently, there is no sidewalk. It just dead ends on Barnstable Road. We would extend it across our property through our site to allow pedestrians to continue to walk along the edge of the rotary and the roads.
Town councilors voted unanimously to approve that regulatory agreement. Town Council also approves spending a little over $1 million to construct 3 buildings that will enclose carbon water filtration units at the Mary Dunn well field. Director of Public Works Dan Santos talked about the need for the buildings before the vote.
The reason we're here asking to cover these units is because of the PFAS contamination that the EPA changed the standard for this May. Basically put 6 of our wells out of service because of that problem. We have 10 wells, 10 usable wells in our system. 2 other wells have other issues with emergent contaminants and rust and manganese issues. So basically, without covering these units this winter, we don't have enough water in Hyannis. So this is absolutely necessary to be able to continue to provide adequate drinking water and fire flows to Hyannis over this winter. We're proposing, as you know, we built two units last summer in 2015, and a 3rd unit on Mary Dunn Well 3 this year. And those units, 2 are in one location on one site, and 1 is in another. And we're proposing to erect wood frame construction buildings over them, and then provide heat so they can be operated year-round. Some of the information that we've received from the county as a result of the work they've done, in my opinion, is that the situation with the contamination in that area is not well defined. They've spent a lot of effort on their own site, and they understand what's happening at the fire training site, but what they don't know is what the extent of the contamination is beyond their site, how far that goes, how wide it is, how deep it is. So I anticipate, and I think I put 3 to 5 years in the rationale, and information is changing weekly and monthly on this, and I really believe that we're into a 5 to 7 year situation where we will be operating the treatment systems at that location. So it's imperative that we get these things covered. We need to get it done before cold sets in. They're at risk of freezing, and as you know, weather can be so variable. We're targeting mid-December generally in this area. We'd be a safe situation with not having extensive deep freezes by then, but after that, in January and February, certainly all bets are off, and those conditions certainly can and do happen in this area.
And the council also voted unanimously to approve that project. A $42,000 grant will help the Barnstable Police Department's Community Impact Unit. Sergeant Jen Ellis supervises the unit. She described how the grant will be used.
I'm here tonight requesting acceptance of the renewal of this grant from the Department of Mental Health. The amount is for $42,615, and it would go towards the Community Impact Unit. Specifically, the funding would go to train 12 members of the police department in the 8-hour mental health first aid course that we've been training. It would go to fund the part-time behavioral health clinician that's been working with our unit. I have to say she's made a significant difference in the community, in the police department, and within our unit itself. Also to fund supervisory and consultation meetings for Barnstable police officers that are trained in community crisis intervention training, and 4 hours per month for grant management and database entry.
And the council voted unanimously to accept that grant. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, that airs weekdays at 8 a.m. On Monday's show, we will chat with Energy Coordinator Richard Elrick. We'll visit the Marston's Mills Village Library, plus we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.